Well, I was hoping I wouldn't have a day like this wouldn't come, but unfortunately, we had a major wildfire in the Pine Barrens today. The good news is the latest news is that it's 80% contained. Ed Romaine has done an excellent job keeping people posted on it. One of the few Republicans I would vote for because I think he's done an excellent job in Suffolk County. But let's get the latest news on the wildfires, and then we're going to talk about how bad it got and where they were and all that other stuff. At Westhampton, as of 7:30 p.m., the brush fires that raced across Long Island due to high winds were 80% contained. This is according to Southampton Town Supervisor Maria Moore. A total of 90 fire departments and EMS units responded to the raging brush fires on Long Island Saturday. Just move this. All right. Hopefully that didn't make too much noise for you. How to move the wire. With one firefighter hospitalized with burns to the face, according to Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine. Romaine, at a press conference in Westhampton Beach, thanked all the fire departments as well as elected officials across Long Island and the state who responded. It's not yet clear how the fire started. Our problem is the wind. It's driving this fire, Romaine said. He said the fire started around 1 p.m. in St. Moriches and then broke out in a major event near Gabreski Airport, where it jumped the road near County Road 31 north of Gabreski Airport and continued to head east, still burning toward Quogue. The fire was not yet contained in Westhampton, Romaine said, and with the high winds, just a spark could mean even greater spread. He said it's likely firefighting efforts will continue for hours through the night and possibly and most likely into Sunday. The winds will keep the embers alive, and we have to worry every day. One firefighter was injured with second-degree burns to the face. He was transported to Stony Brook Southampton Hospital. Officials are watching to see if Gabreski Air Force Base will need to be evacuated. Our biggest problem is the wind, Romaine said. Also on hand were Southampton Town Supervisor Moore, Brookhaven Town Supervisor Dan Panico, New York State Assemblyman Tommy John Schiavone, Suffolk County Sheriffs Errol Toulon, and Suffolk County Police Commissioner Kevin Catalina and Randy Sunderman, Commissioner of Suffolk County Fire Rescue and Emergency Services, as well as local county legislatures. There is a burn ban in effect that was issued right after the fire started. It really should have been in effect before the fire started because we knew the conditions were going to be bad. Panico, the town supervisor of Brookhaven, added, this is a coordinated effort to make sure this doesn't turn into a 1995. This is not going to become the fire of 1995. Sunderman said the brush fire started at about 1 p.m. and there were 4 separate fires in St. Moriches, East Moriches, Eastport, and Westhampton. At the 5:30 p.m. press event, the fire was 50% contained in Westhampton and all the other fires were extinguished. The fires came right up to Sunrise Highway but did not cross over. There were no residents in the line of fire, but that was being monitored by the air. We're going to go look at some of the the fires. According to Moore, the fires at the time of the press conference, which was 4 p.m., were 2 miles long and about a quarter mile wide and moving east. Some evacuations were ordered in the Hampton West community near the airbase. The Air National Guard was dropping water on the multiple fires being worked. Moore said she issued a state of emergency to ensure the town had full resources to support the firefighters in the emergency response. And also, Kathy Hochul has been is aware of this as well, she also called in the National Guard to help. She spoke with Ed Romaine after the brush fire in the Pine Barrens and informed the state of New York is here to provide any resources and support he needs. Road closures, so Sunrise Highway east of exit 62 closed down, as well as Route 31 as well. So here's some of the pictures, and you could see this from very far away. In fact, I could see it. I did a little walk in the pines today. Thank God I was not out there, so I didn't have to be close to this. But I could see the smoke from Deer Park, and they had shuttle buses east of Deer Park on the Ronkonkoma line. But you could see, if you look closely, they got this stupid net here, but you could see the plume from the wildfires all the way from Westhampton, all the way in Deer Park, which is just amazing to see a plume that far out. We'll look at it on the satellite imagery as well. It actually showed up on the satellite. It showed up on the radar. You can see there it is on the satellite right there. Right there, you can see that plume going way out. That's a big plume of smoke right there. We'll we'll put this into motion here. You can see it traveling. And we did have a lot of clouds around for the first part, and then it kind of cleared out by the later in the afternoon. You can see there's that smoke plume just shooting out from Westhampton there. Just incredible to see. So let's look at some of the news going on here. Long Island, here we have 80 departments respond to wind-driven fires on eastern Long Island. This is let's see, they got a whole bunch of things here. Extensive coverage on News 12 about this. Extensive coverage here. Look at some of these pictures here that we have here. This is just incredible. Look at all that smoke. Incredible amount of smoke here. Here's a video.
The governor of the state of New York, Kathy Hochul, joining us on the phone. Governor, thank you for joining us this afternoon. It looks like
Kathy Hochul is aware of this.
Serious situation we're dealing with on Long Island, and I appreciate the great coverage that News 12 has been giving of this really difficult situation where the winds are just our enemy, and they're creating havoc in the communities along, particularly in Brookhaven right now, and we're seeing people having to be evacuated from the Westhampton area. Early on this afternoon, I had the DOT shut down a number of highways.
So this is what we can expect. This has been a very dry winter. So let's talk about the area that this is burning in. There are several images. We can get several images here. Live updates, Sunrise Highway fires in Suffolk County. Lots of stuff. It's making a lot of coverage here. And 7:54 p.m., the fire is 80% contained. Tiny beetle that foresters warned, so they had warned about the southern pine beetle, though that area was not affected too much by the southern pine beetle here. They have a bunch of updates here. There was a firefighter injured. So this is a really bad situation here. So I'm going to show you where this occurred here on the map. I'm very familiar with the area, and you can actually see, it's bad when Google actually puts this over here, Long Island wildfires. And this is generally the main area it started, right over here. It started over here, like around this area right here off of Sunrise Highway, and then it kind of moved in this direction toward threatening the airport. There were a few structures that were affected. I'm not sure. I think it was in this area right here. A few structures were on. I don't know how badly they were damaged, but they did catch fire. And it went into this area generally. So it's this general area of the Westhampton Pine Plains, Westhampton Dwarf Pine area right here. Luckily, they were able to stop it at the airport, and I don't think it spread over here. But still, this is a pretty large area. Not as big as 1995, but the beetles have not affected this area. But they certainly have affected an area over here. But the fire started in this general area here, and it may have been what it sounds like, because they said it started along. It sounds like a vehicle might have been dragging some chains, creating sparks that might have started a wildfire. This is something that truckers need to be aware of. But also, I actually saw here on Long Island. I did not get video of it. People have flaming tailpipe exhausts. They're highly illegal. They should not be being used now, especially. So you can see, this is the area that was affected here. And we have many images of what's going on here. So let's play some of these stories here. There's the full press conference, but we'll play part of that as well. So let's go ahead and play that.
We're going to start. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming out. And I want to say thank you to all of the fire departments. We have almost 80 fire departments that have responded. I have received a call from the governor, from Homeland Security, from the state of New York, from Senator Schumer, from Congressman LaLota, and from County Executive Bruce Blakeman from Nassau County, all offering help. But we have 80 fire departments here and 20 EMS agencies. Everyone responded. But as you can see standing out here, part of our problem is the wind. It is driving this fire that started about 1 o'clock where I live in Santa Moriches and moved very quickly to brush fires in East Moriches, Eastport, and then to a big fire in Westhampton just north of Gabreski Airport. The fire crossed the road Riverhead, County Road 31,
So this is the
Riverhead,
area.
Westhampton Road. So, and we have, as you can see in the eye of the sky, doing some surveillance for us. We have helicopters dropping
This is the
water,
area. I'll,
and we have
put a-
all types of assistance
put
from
an
the
arrow
state,
around it.
from our neighbor in Nassau County, from our fire departments, from the town of Southampton, and from the town of Brookhaven as well. So, thank you all. This fire at its largest,
So it looks
which
like
is
it's
now
from this
still
area.
burning, is 2 miles long and 2.5 miles wide. So, we are doing water drops. The National Guard, I want to thank the Air National Guard for the water drops. I want to thank
This is the
Fres. We have
area
our
right
Fres
here.
Commissioner here. Thank you. Rudy
Right,
Sonderman,
red
give
right
away,
here, right?
Rudy. We have our police commissioner here. Police commissioner. Right here. Right. He doesn't have his full uniform on, but he's
That's
wearing
the
the hat.
area right there.
He responded immediately. Thank you, Commissioner. We have our Southampton supervisor. Give a wave, Maria. And our Brookhaven supervisor, Dan Panico. And a number of county legislators. We have County Legislator Thorne. Give a wave, guys. Give County Legislator Ann Weckler. County Legislator Mazzarella. I want to thank all of our county legislators coming out, and our sheriff. This guy is always there when you need him. So we have tremendous response. So far, we've had one injury, a second degree. We have a number of minor injuries, but an injury that required transportation to Stony Brook Hospital, to their burn center, a second degree burn on the face of one of our firefighters.
It's very dangerous, and I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll put the links to all this in the description. But they held this outside, actually, which was kind of surprising. And I was watching the live feed on Fox before they, like WNY did. They had like a live feed on YouTube, and he said they really should have held it inside. I don't know why Westhampton did not allow them inside the firehouse. They could hold it in there because it's very windy out there. But we're going to look at some more from News 12 on this.
That's right. A lot of challenges, and a lot of challenges for people who were caught in the middle of this, whether you were driving through it, whether you live near that area. Let's go to Carmen Grant
That's
right now.
Sunrise Highway.
Carmen
They're
is
showing in the
standing by.
background.
And Carmen, what can you tell us? Who do you have with you?
Yeah, lots of people are talking to us about their firsthand account with this massive fire. We are joined here by Christine Madden of Center Moriches.
Yes.
Great. Yeah, tell me, harrowing story, right?
Yeah, I was heading to a play date with my son, and as we're driving down the road, we started to see some smoke, and I thought it was a car fire. And as we got closer, we got to the stop sign at the end of the road, and there was about 6-foot flames at the end of our block. So it was pretty
scary
scary.
stuff.
What were your thoughts?
Turn around and get the dogs. I was heading right back home, and we were heading north then, so we hung out at our friend's house in Ridge, and until we knew it was safe to come back home.
And you said this was just really down the block from your home.
Oh yeah, it was at the end of our block. You know, you see your neighbors, you're driving past, and then all of a sudden you hit that stop sign and just smoke and flames everywhere. And then as we headed over Chapman, over Sunrise Highway, we turned to the right and we just saw tons of smoke. It was really
Chapman, so I'll show you the road she's talking about. Chapman is, let's see, where's Chapman? It's not this road. You'll have to Google it. That sounds very familiar. Let's... Chapman Boulevard. Okay, so over here. Oh wow, all the way over here. So, yeah, this is how far you could see it, and it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. So let's continue to play on.
really scary. So
Yeah, you never seen anything like this.
no, not at all. I don't want to see anything like it again, but the firefighters I hear are doing an amazing job out there and are working so hard to battle the flames, and thinking of them.
Yeah, we all are thinking of them. Thank you, Christine. Yes, and more than 80 firefighters from around our region are tackling this fire. Westhampton, we are told, is still half contained. Fire officials will
So
be
now
out
it's
here.
80%
Back to you, Dad.
containment.
Tama asked if Yeah, Tama asked if there's still some smell of smoke. I don't smell any smoke.
I don't smell the smoke.
Depends. It
And
depends
Tama,
if you're downwind
Question,
of it.
you spoke with a whole bunch of officials, including County Executive Ed Romaine. From my vantage point, they seem confident, not necessarily that they're going to be able.
So
We're going to send things now to another reporter we have on the ground, News 12's Logan Crawford, out getting information for our viewers. You heard that frustration from the woman Carmen was talking with. People just want to know what is happening. So that is why we are here. Logan, what can you share with us?
Tama, we are in Westhampton Beach, just south of Gabreski Airport on Montauk Highway here. Police have the road closed going north. As you can see, there's a Westhampton Beach police officer blocking cars from going north here. Now, there was smoke in the sky here earlier. I don't really think you can see it anymore. It's been windy. As you can see, the flags are blowing pretty heavily.
That's
so
a good sign.
The wind is definitely pushing that smoke east from us. You can still see it a little bit in the sky here. Now, we've been speaking to people who have actually told us that they've been evacuated from their homes. One woman said that the Suffolk County Sheriff knocked on her door and
So
said
there was some
that she had to
evacuations.
leave. She grabbed a couple important papers.
Which makes sense, because if you look at where the area where the fire is burning, there is a residential neighborhood right over here that's surrounded by the Pine Barrens, and there's only one way out. So this is probably the neighborhood that was evacuated, and wisely so, and as well as probably some of these commercial buildings at the airport as well. So continue.
And left and is in the parking lot here now.
You
We
see how
also spoke
windy
with
it
a
is.
gentleman who said that he was picking his daughter up from music school and said that he is unable actually to go home right now.
So a lot of people are, you can see some of the pictures here, just incredible. And I know this spot. This is looking south. I'll show you where this is. Right from this bridge right here. That's looking north. Let's see, we get over this bridge here. I know that area very well. That's looking south from this bridge. This is the exact same spot right here. So this picture right here, right there, that's where it is. So this is looking south, and it looks like the fire is burned in this southwest quadrant, and then jumped over Route 35. That's called the southwest quadrant, this area right here, and then jumped over Route 31, and then started burning in the woods over here. That's what it looks like right now. Let's look at Newsday. Go back to Newsday. They have photos here that we can look at here of the flames, and you get to look at how far that way that is. That's at William Floyd Parkway from Shirley right there. This is the view from Westhampton Beach. There's the road closed off, and you can see them fighting. Right, there's a... Oh, that's close. Oh, that's Moriches. Okay, so this is Moriches. So I know where that power line is. That's Route 51, I believe. So it's over here. It's Route 51, I think. Let's see. There's that power line. Yep, that power line goes that way, I think. So going this way. Yeah, right in there. So this is, again, the area. There was multiple fires, and it leads me to believe that there was some kind of sparking vehicle. That's my theory right now. That's my preliminary theory on this. And that area has had a lot of southern pine beetle outbreaks. And you can see all the brush that are going. They got brush trucks going through here. Here's the aerial view. Another view of it. That's from the Air National Guard. So really incredible damage here to the Pine Barrens in this area. You don't want to see a wildfire. This is why we need controlled burns, so we don't have big wildfires like this. Jersey does have wildfires, but they tend to not be quite as explosive because they do some maintenance. We don't do any, and this is the problem that we have. And this was look at that pyro. That's a pyrocumulus cloud right there. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So let's look at the MODIS satellite. You can see we had a lot of clouds earlier on today, and then can't really see the fire here. Let's see if we can get a later view. No, clouds kind of thinned out. There you go. You can start to see the beginnings of it right there. There was also a fire in Brooklyn as well, but this was the larger wildfire that we had in our area right here. That is... let's go look at some observations while we're at it here. We'll have to mention the weather because obviously this played a big role. And we had a lot of wind gusts today that were... it looks like they dropped the special advisory, but we really could have used a red flag warning today because the humidity is so low. Still, we have 36, dew point 12, relative humidity 37%, and got up to 48. Maximum wind gusts at Westhampton of 43 miles an hour. So wind gusts into the 40s throughout the day here, and very low humidity, as you can see here. Low humidity down. The humidity was lower during the day. We had humidities in the actually low 20s, which is very, very low. And you can see there were some observations here where they reported some haze from wildfire smoke actually dropped down as low as 1 mile around 2:17 p.m. You could see there haze being reported. So it looks like that there was quite a... and then it happened. It all depends on which way the wind is blowing, if it's blowing over the ob site. But you can see these wind gusts and low humidity. And this has been the thing. And I think one thing that I haven't factored in is because we've had so much wind this winter, the trees are dried out from the wind alone. And that makes it even more likely that we're going to have an explosive wildfire season. Now, Stony Brook had a big gust up to 52 miles an hour. We're looking at Islip. They're staying at a maximum wind gust of 44 miles an hour. So very windy conditions today. Islip's down to 37. Let's look at some more information. Just give me a second. All right, I'm going to show you what it looked like from various cameras across the area. And you could see you had a lot of clouds earlier on, and then they cleared out toward the afternoon. All right, and this is before the fire started. And there it is. It just started around this time here. I don't have a clock on this one. You can see it started around this time, and then you can see how it just grew. Massive smoke plume there. Look at that smoke plume there. Look at that. That is incredible. So that's a massive smoke plume right there. And you can see it starts to die down a little bit toward the evening, which is a good sign. So luckily, this probably won't turn into a 1995 type of situation. But this was one of the more significant wildfires we've had. Oh, there's another puff of smoke there as we get towards sunset here. But definitely it seems like there's been a reduction. And then as the sun sets, it looks like there's barely any smoke there at all. We'll pause this again, and I'll try to show you some more views of this. All right, this is from Shelter Island. The Shelter Island camera. You can see that plume of smoke there. Look at that. This is all the way from Shelter Island. So you could see the smoke from this for miles. Look at that. Look at all the smoke there. You could see that for miles. And here's what it looked like from Tiana Beach. You can see all the smoke. That's all. Probably smelling it there too, probably, I bet. You can see that big cloud of smoke. I mean, it showed up on the radar even. So it gets even crazier. This is from Massachusetts, somewhere, I think, on the Cape Cod area. That plume right there, you see right there, that is the wildfire in Westhampton. And I'm pretty sure you could see it from the Jersey Shore, too. It's pretty crazy. I'll just show you some more video from Twitter of the views of these fires in Westhampton. So it's incredible stuff here. And I'm pretty sure the smoke was visible from the Jersey Shore, but I can't find a camera to show it. But there you go. That's what we got on the latest information on this. Otherwise, today, the afternoon was nice. I was in the Pine Barrens myself. Thank God, only in Deer Park and not further out there where could have definitely been in harm's way. But yeah, it's really... and the wind, just took a few pictures here. This is the lake, Southard's Pond. You can see the wind that's blowing off Southard's. Look at you can see the ripples from the wind in this lake. The wind is just blowing so hard. And still tonight, even at the lake at Rockville Center here, look, the wind is blowing hard as well. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So lastly, I'm not doing a weather update or weather video, but we'll just talk about the weather through tomorrow because obviously we're going to have to watch these wind speeds again. Now, the winds shift more to the southwest tomorrow, but still we could have gusts up to 19. Let's see what we got here. Up to 26 miles an hour. So toward the afternoon, it definitely seems like the winds get a little stronger. And that could yield some issues. Not as strong as today, but if we look at the humidity, it's still pretty low. Unless you're right on the South Shore, we're still dealing with humidities around 40%, so it's still kind of low. And so we may need that special weather statement for tomorrow as well. And it will be warmer as well, so that's going to mean less... well, let's see. It's actually showing it not as warm over Long Island. Perhaps that moisture from the ocean, if it's more of a southwest wind, can help in reducing the fire risk. But we're going to have to worry all week long, for sure. So that's going to wrap up this update on the wildfires. And again, a big thanks to all the firefighters out there putting their lives on the line, fighting this fire. A lot of them are volunteers. They don't get paid for this. Hopefully they can get this fire completely under control by the morning. And just absolutely just nuts to see this. I was worried this would happen. And I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this this spring because of the wind drying all the vegetation out. Again, here's a picture. Here's some more videos of it. The winds is drying the vegetation out, and just imagine if you're hiking in there and all of a sudden that breaks out. That's like a nightmare right there. You'd be running for your lives trying to find a way to escape. It's a deadly situation. We don't know if there was anyone hiking in there or not, but again, when we don't get snow in the winter, this is what happens. The ground is dry, and all this wind is just bad news for our forests. So that's going to wrap up this update on the wildfires. Thank you for watching.